Greetings. This is Dr. Della Welch again for our final tape on our Philosophy Ethics course. We were reviewing various problems, reviewing the Nash model and related models. The next one, Nash claims that we need to look about how the problem occurred in the first place. If an employee asks for a letter of recommendation, but she's not good in communication, we should have let her know about this problem of communication earlier. As a lawyer, I've had this happen where I'm well into a lawsuit, and I look back at the original complaint, or in workers' comp, the original claim form, to see how this problem all began and to see if all body parts that we're talking about were accepted or are at issue. That's a good example. Next, Nash said to remember to whom we owe loyalties. If your boss submits false travel receipts to the company for payment, you must say something to the company to whom you owe your loyalty. And that's true. As an attorney, we are told we cannot serve two masters. That's why normally attorneys don't represent a husband and a wife in divorce, because they can only serve one master. Next, Nash said to consider who may be injured by your decision, as there is never just one person injured. And that is true. Nash said that one needs to be confident in one's decision. If you copy a person's paper and a work associate knows this and later interviews you, you cannot feel confident about your copying actions. That's true, because the other person would know what you had done. Blanchard and Peel state managers should ask, how does this make me feel? And do activities, and only do those activities that make you feel good. It's often called the smell test. If it doesn't smell good, then don't do it. Blanchard and Peel do not ask questions about industrial codes. That is true. They would leave it to industrial engineers and so forth. Next question. Of all the methods for ethical decision-making mentioned herein, what is your favorite method? And that is something you'd have to say. I like Laura Nash. I like Blanchard Peel, or so forth. There are several objections to objectivism or selfishness. You may have some in mind. Here's another question. Is objectivism well received in our universities in America today? And that would be false, because that's capitalism, and many of our universities are very liberal and not so much in favor of Ayn Rand's capitalism. To make a few points in closing, there are 5 branches of philosophy. One is metaphysics, which is the nature of the universe as a whole. What is real? Next is epistemology, epistemology, which is the theory of knowledge. How do we know? Many times in depositions, a doctor would give opinion, and I would say, how do you know that? And that's very important. How do you know that you know? The next is ethics or morality. That is your code of values, which is a guide to you in making your choices. The next is politics. That's the nature of society. And Rand felt that a laissez-faire government was the best form of government. The next is aesthetics, which is the philosophy of art. So those are very important concepts. And one thing about Ayn Rand, she was against God. She didn't believe in God as of age 19. What she said is that religion was in the sense of a blind belief, belief supported by or contrary to the facts of the reality and the conclusions of reasons. And she felt that faith was detrimental to human life.